What's going on, guys? So today we're going to talk about something a little bit different, and it's about balancing our lives and overall how to achieve happiness and become a better person in all aspects of your life. I find a lot of people will focus on one of these things and try to become really good at one thing, and the rest of them kind of fall down. And then when you aren't doing as well at the thing you're focusing on, it's almost like you become depressed because you put all your eggs in one basket. So let's get right into it. In my opinion, there's three pillars that make up success. And success, I feel like a lot of people just talk about money, finance, stuff like that. But I think that's the least important part of success. And I think that when the other things are in place, the financial part kind of falls into place as well. So number one, I'm going to put is health. Without health, you do not have anything. If somebody comes to you and they say, I'll give you $1 billion, but you're going to die next week, you're not going to take that because your health and living is more important. If somebody came to you and said, I'll give you $1 billion, but you're going to be bedridden the rest of your life, I'm not going to do that either. I want to be healthy. I want to be able to go out and do the things I want to do. So health kind of gets broken down into three main sections. And I'm going to say that number one thing is sleep. Sleep in life, I think, is one of the most important things. If you don't sleep well, you're not getting, I need 6 hours of sleep a night. Some people need 8, some people need 10, some people need 4. But make sure you're prioritizing your sleep. Set a schedule. I use a thing on my phone now that basically gives me an alert and tells me to get ready for bed. And sometimes I don't listen to it, to be honest, but I regret when I don't listen to it. So I'm learning. We're not perfect. You're sitting here in the middle of a show and you're binge watching or something. You're in the middle of getting emails done and it's 10 o'clock at night and you're like, well, I really want to get this done. You get to bed at 11. But at least the alert was there and it woke you up versus it's 11:30 and you look at your phone and you go, holy shit, I still have to get this done. Then it's 12:30 and then before you know it, you get 4 hours of sleep that night. That doesn't work out so well. So number one is prioritizing your sleep. Number two is diet. You are what you eat. Like, let's just call it like it is. Diet, nutrition. So biggest thing I've been focused on lately, don't eat processed shit. And it's really that easy. Eat healthy, eat 3 to 5 times a day, and make sure you're eating on time. Wake up, eat breakfast, eat lunch, eat dinner, maybe have a few snacks, and for the most part, make sure you're eating foods from all 4 food groups. Get your greens in, get healthy source of protein. Don't go through a drive-through for lunch. And in general, just try to eat as healthy as you can while still enjoying yourself. You don't want to suffer, but that's pretty important. I find like if you just eat whole foods and you're not eating processed stuff, you're not eating bags of chips, not eating McDonald's, you're going to be pretty healthy, right? It's not rocket science. And mix that in with a little bit of exercise. I'm talking maybe 4 times a week, 140 minutes of cardio a week, 150 minutes of cardio a week. That can be walking, running, biking. It doesn't have to be high intensity, just something to get your heart rate up. And weight training 3 to 4 times a week. Maybe even less. Weight training 3 times a week, I'm going to say, is pretty good. That's about all I'm doing right now. Now, I'm not in the best shape I've been in, and that's kind of where it comes into balance. You can be really good at one thing and everything else kind of falls apart. And in life, we kind of need everything to work together. So exercise, I'm going to say 3 times a week for weights and a little bit of cardio on the days you're not doing anything. And when I say cardio, a 20-minute walk even. Just something to get your heart rate up so you're not sitting around doing nothing all day. So that's number one, health. Number two, I'm going to say relationships. Let's get back in this same kind of idea. I want to be surrounded with people that love me and care about me. And honestly, you can have all the money in the world again, and if you don't have people to enjoy things with, then what is the point? I don't think there's much point to that. So there's 3 different types of relationships. There's personal, business, and obviously romantic relationships. And I'm going to say that personal relationships, I'm going to call that like family. Family, friends, stuff like that. People that are there for you, kind of no matter what. And you want to make sure you're good to those people. And a lot of times when we're focused on work, we have things going wrong. Those are the people that take the heat, and also our romantic relationships. We're going to get to that in a second. So make sure you keep your personal relationships good. Take the time to give that person a phone call. Have a cup of coffee with somebody. Call somebody spontaneously and say, hey man, like let's go sit down and have a beer. Or, like let's go to the gym, or I don't know, go for a hike. I don't know. Do something. Make time for that stuff. Next is business relationships. And this is important because I don't really believe that there's a work-life balance. I think that it's just life, and you might as well enjoy your time at work. So maybe the people you work with in your office, whether you're friends with them or not, hate them, love them, doesn't matter. Let's say you make the same amount of money. For me, I'm self-employed. I'm going to be in an office, and if I don't get along with people, maybe it would affect my environment. You want to get along with the people you're going to see every day. So make an effort to be nice to people. Like, say good morning to people. When somebody seems like you're having a hard time, go up and be like, hey man, like, what's going on? Let's go have lunch, something. Make sure that's good, because your work environment is literally a third of your life. It's half of your waking life. So why not make it enjoyable? Be positive. Why not help people that need it? And number 3, obviously, romantic relationships. And this is something that personally I find, if you're with the wrong person, it will take away from your personal relationships and your business relationships. It's like, if you're with somebody that all your time needs to focus on them, that's a problem. And it's something that a lot of us get hooked into sometimes. You know, like, you spend all your free time with this person and everything else in your life starts to suffer. That's not healthy. You want to be with somebody that motivates you to be better in all aspects of your life, encourages you to go to the gym, encourages you, instead of going out and having drinks, let's go to the gym, or let's go for a hike, or you need a night, like, you're stressed out, somebody that will go, you know what, why don't you just go to the gym with your buddy and, like, we'll have dinner later. Somebody like that. And you have to make time for them as well. And you ultimately makes you excited to do better in your life, because you can do things together. That's kind of the goal. And you have to make time for that stuff. So you can't obsess over it, but you need to make the time for it. So that's a tricky one. Everybody's relationship situation is different, and it's easier said than done. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, just think about how other people feel. And if you're making other people feel good, typically what I've noticed is that your life is better. That's just kind of what I noticed. Karma's a thing. I really think so. Like, you put good energy out in the world, you get it back. And relationships will give you opportunities, whether it's personal, business, romantic, whatever it is. They're all contacts, and you want people to like you, and opportunities come out of it. Which brings me to my next point: money. Obviously, money is important. We need money to survive. Without it, we can't do anything. We can't buy food. You can't have a place to live. You can't do anything. So you obviously need to make money. But how much do you need? So for me, currently at this point in my life, I'm 23 years old. This is kind of where my priority is, but it still doesn't mean anything without everything else. So you do have to prioritize, but right now I work 8 to 12 hours a day. And that's very broad. Like, it's literally 50% more some days, sometimes even more, sometimes it's less, sometimes it's 6. But you have to prioritize an amount per week you need to work. And that, if you're making an hourly wage, obviously you have a full-time job, 9 to 5, whatever, that makes things quite simple. Simple-ish. For myself, it's not so simple. My thing's all based off numbers. So maybe for me, I have a weekly goal of X amount of dollars that I need to make a week, X amount of sales. I work until I hit that total. Now, if that starts taking you 14 hours a week, what do you have to do? You have to get better at what you're doing. Whatever number it is, if you can't hit it in 8 to 12 hours of work a day, then something else is going to suffer, obviously. So you do have to pick and choose. And right now, the money part is the most important. The financial success is the most important. And that's not only money, it's actually your career is what I'm going to call it. Because at this point in my life, my success isn't necessarily based off my net worth. It's not. It's about building a business. It's about building contacts. It's about building clients. And eventually it's going to correlate over into net worth and income. And that's the most important thing for me. I have a number of clients I want to get per week, per month, per year. Group deals, life insurance sales, all that stuff is based off of the number of people, because statistically we have an average, and I get residuals, I get paid year after year. So let's say I came out of this year with a few really big clients and $0. I'm still ahead. I'm still working towards becoming more successful, because I've already set myself up for the year after that, if that makes any sense. So next year, I know I'm already getting, of all my sales, 10% of what I already did. So I didn't lose. I'm still ahead. But then out of the money you have, you obviously have to decide what you're going to save, what you're going to spend, and what you're going to invest. And these are things that, especially with your romantic partner, you need to discuss this stuff with, and they have to understand where you are. And I've noticed that sometimes you have two very different mindsets, and to somebody, it can look like you're not moving forward because maybe the bank account number isn't going up. Maybe it's going down, and maybe debt's going up, whatever the situation is. But you have to be with somebody who can understand, especially if you're an entrepreneur, that can understand the mindset of this is everything, and this year I need to put everything into it, whether I have it or not. Everything needs to go into this, and you need to be around people that can support you with that. So back to the relationship part and health, being around people that will support you and understand, like, you know what, man, like, I see your goal, and yeah, I can look past the dollar signs and see, okay, you have clients, you're doing sales, you're doing whatever, you're building clients, you're building a business that has value, and you need to surround yourself with people in your life that can see that vision, that you can talk to people about this stuff. Because talking to somebody that doesn't understand it, it's not, you can't go anywhere with it. It's going to discourage you, and people will discourage you. If you have to have the mindset that I'm just going to do whatever it takes to succeed, and you can do it. And that goes back into health. Like, if you're surrounding yourself with people that are going to put you down, it's not going to go well. You're going to become depressed. You're not going to become as motivated. And yeah, some people get driven by wanting to prove people wrong, but you don't want your friends to be people you need to prove wrong. I don't want to be surrounded with people that I need to prove wrong. I want to be with people that are like, you know what? As crazy as your idea sounds, I believe you can do it. So that's kind of people I need. People that are going to push you to go in the right direction and push you to stay on track health-wise, stuff like that too. Because I've seen people in industries where, you know what? When things go bad, things go really bad, and mental health is a problem, substance abuse, all this other stuff is an issue, and you need people there to say, holy shit, like, you're being an idiot, or you need to be the guy to go, you're being an idiot, and maybe not like that, but wake somebody up and say, dude, like, what are you doing? Sometimes, like, you need to have people in your life that can be like that, and a good group of people will be understanding and supportive and not put you down. So you need people that you can talk to. And I think that those are the most important things. So where am I going with this video? Surround yourself with people that want to see you succeed. That is the most important thing. If you want to surround yourself with people that want to see you succeed and that are going to support you, and maybe not support you, but you can go out and, like, I have friends, for instance, that we'll go out, we'll bounce ideas off each other, we'll talk about business stuff. We both work for ourselves, and we get along well. And that's what relationships should be. You should be with a partner that you can talk to them when there's problems. Like, you can talk to them when there's financial issues. You can talk to them when you feel down, you feel depressed. And even if they don't fully understand it, they can be there and just tell you it's going to be fine. Like, reassure you, like, dude, like, you've done this, whatever. Like, just somebody to talk to. I think that's really important. And the most important thing is making sure you have time to do that, because we get so obsessed over one thing, then when one thing falls apart, if you go through a breakup, for instance, and you're like, oh my God, I put all my effort in this relationship, I have no money, I have no friends, I haven't been focused on anything else, then you're just depressed. Or you're in crazy good shape. I was in a situation where then you get injured, and you're like, Frank, I have no career, I don't really have any relationships, what am I supposed to do with my time? Or you have all the money in the world and you get sick and you have nobody there. So you want to make sure that all of these things are good, and maybe you go bankrupt. Maybe you have a shit ton of money, you go bankrupt, but I'm still healthy, I still have my family. Okay, that's okay. It's not okay, you're still gonna be upset, but I can cope with that. So you need to make sure everything's in place and put a plan together. Have goals for all of it. Write it down. Like, right now, my goal is to look almost the way I do right now, to be honest. I am okay with it. It's not my best physique by far, but I look healthy, I feel good. That's a win. On the relationship side, that's something I need to work on. As you guys know, I went through a breakup recently. It's not easy. So that's something that's not good. But on the bright side, my career is going in the right direction. I just signed with a new company. I feel good about that. There's a lot of opportunity there. So that's okay. And I'm 23 years old. So people at the same time go, okay, bud, like, just because everything's not going perfect, you're still young, you have time. I just don't want to be in a situation when I'm, like, it doesn't matter how old you are, to be honest, but I want to be in a situation that I have other things to fall back on, and you want people, like, the people in your life to back you up. I have friends I can go hang out with, talk to. My health is good. I've seen members of my family go through some shit that puts everything in perspective and makes me look in the mirror every day and say, you know what, things aren't so bad, even when things aren't going great. So that's all that really matters. But anyway, that's it. Take what you want out of this video. I'd appreciate if you like this video. I'd appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you think I'm just talking out of my ass. But this is my thoughts on things. I think you really have to try to prioritize sleep, diet, exercise. 8 hours a day to that. Prioritize, like, I don't know, 8-10 hours a week to your relationships in your life, at least. Like, if you have a girlfriend or something, spend time with them. Like, have a couple nights a week where you're like, or a night a week where you're like, this is just for us. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna have a nice dinner. Not gonna worry about work, not gonna worry about the gym, whatever. Let's just sit down, have a nice dinner. Maybe that's a Thursday night, maybe it's a Saturday night, whatever it is, but it's just for you guys. Have time to go to the gym with your friends, or go watch a movie, or go over, have a couple beers with the boys, play pool, whatever it is. Make sure you have time for that. And then at the same time, make sure you are where you want financially. If you want to buy a house, if you want to do this, write down how much money you have to make, when you want to get there by, and how you're going to do it. And talk that over with the people in your life and your partner. Make sure you're not going to kill yourself doing it. And then go after it. There's really no excuses. And we get in our own way a lot. And we've all been there. I've been there. And I think that understanding that we all go through the same things makes it a little bit easier. And you can look at people and go, you know what? I know you went through that too, and you made it to this point. So instead of turning the alarm off at 6 o'clock in the morning, get up, eat my breakfast, put my clothes on, go grind it out for 8 hours, go home, have a nice meal, have some food, go spend time with your friends, spend time with your girlfriend, whatever it is, and maybe watch a show, relax, and go to bed. And repeat and grind and work your ass off until you're where you really want to be. And then eventually, one of these things falls into place. I put all my time into Health Forever. I can back off on that now. I did that. So I can actually focus on money, relationship, stuff like that a little bit more. Eventually, I'm going to be financially where I want to be, and I'm not going to have to put 8 to 12 hours a day in. Okay, I can backtrack on that a little bit. I don't have to work that much. I know a lot of people are like this when they're in my industry, especially. They're 30, 40 years old, 35, 40 years old. Okay, I have money. I'm good. I don't really have to work. Let's focus on the health. That part, it kind of slipped. I had a wife, I had kids, I have enough money to survive, but I'm 30 pounds overweight. So it's time to work on that. And you can start to pick and choose a little bit, and you prioritize different things in different parts of your life. But that's just reality. So figure out where your priorities are. Don't screw them up, and understand that what you want, sometimes this instant gratification stuff, isn't worth it. You have to go out and work, and in the long run, you'll thank yourself for it. So anyway, that being said, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and write down your goals, stay motivated, and I'll talk to you guys soon.